Before the screaming crowds, before the scandals, before the breakdowns, there was a kid uploading covers on YouTube. Justin Bieber was born on March 1st, 1994, in Stratford, Ontario. His parents were young. His mother, Patty Mallet, was only 18 when she had him. His father was largely absent during his early childhood. They were not wealthy. They lived modestly. At times, they relied on community support. Justin has often described his childhood as loving but unstable. His mother worked multiple jobs. There was faith in the household, music in the background, and ambition in the air. But there was also financial stress. He wasn't a stage-trained prodigy. He was a kid who picked up instruments on his own. Drums first, then piano, then guitar. He would busk on the steps of local theaters, singing for loose change. Music wasn't an industry dream yet. It was expression. In 2007, Patty began uploading videos of him performing covers on YouTube, not to make him famous, but to share performances with family who couldn't attend local competitions. That decision changed his life. One of those videos was discovered by Scooter Braun, who was searching for new talent. Braun flew to Canada, convinced Patty to let Justin audition in Atlanta, and introduced him to Usher. Within months, a record deal was signed. Justin was 12 years old. Psychologically, this is critical. At 12, identity is still fluid. Confidence is still fragile. A child in that position isn't choosing fame with full comprehension. He's stepping into a world designed by adults. And the machine was ready. By 2009, Justin Bieber was no longer a local talent. He was a global phenomenon. His debut EP introduced him to mainstream audiences, but it was the single Baby that detonated globally. Teenage fans mobilized online in ways never seen before. Twitter trended his name daily. YouTube views climbed into the hundreds of millions at a time when that was rare. He became one of the first true social media superstars. Unlike artists of the past, he didn't rise through radio slowly. He rose through algorithms, fan accounts, viral clips, and digital obsession. The speed was overwhelming. Concert venues filled with screaming fans. Crowds fainted. Security tightened. He couldn't walk through airports without chaos. And then came the backlash, because intense admiration often produces intense resentment. Older audiences mocked his voice, his appearance, his fan base. The internet turned him into both idol and punchline. Imagine being 15 and becoming a global meme. Psychologically, the teenage brain is wired for peer validation. Justin wasn't dealing with a school hallway of opinions. He was dealing with the planet. As Justin entered elite industry circles, he began appearing alongside powerful music executives and celebrities. Among them was Sean Combs, also known as Diddy. In resurfaced videos from the late 2000s, a teenage Bieber is seen spending time with Combs, including clips where Diddy jokingly refers to having custody of him for 48 hours. At the time, these moments were viewed as harmless celebrity interactions, a young star being mentored by established industry figures. Years later, after serious legal allegations emerged against Combs involving coercion, abuse, and trafficking investigations, those old clips were re-examined by the public. It is essential to state clearly, there is no verified legal evidence or court finding showing that Justin Bieber was abused by Sean Combs. Justin himself has not made public accusations against Diddy. However, what this conversation reveals is something broader. The entertainment industry has historically placed young artists in environments dominated by powerful adults, late-night events, high-pressure spaces, and blurred boundaries. Even without criminal acts, early exposure to adult power structures can shape psychological development. The imbalance of power, wealth, status, control can create silent pressure. When you are a teenager surrounded by moguls, you learn quickly that access comes with expectations, and expectations can be heavy. As Bieber entered his late teens, behavior shifted. Between 2013 and 2014, headlines were relentless. Reckless driving charges, vandalism accusations, confrontations with paparazzi, controversial statements, substance use rumors. To the public, it looked like arrogance. But psychologically, rebellion often emerges when autonomy feels restricted. Justin had lived under management contracts, touring schedules, public image guidelines, and constant surveillance since childhood. Adolescence is when individuals test boundaries, but his boundary testing happened under flash photography. He later admitted to heavy drug use during that period, describing feelings of depression and emptiness. He spoke openly about using substances to cope with pressure and internal instability. There is a pattern among child stars: early overexposure followed by collapse when the protective structure weakens. When fame arrives before emotional maturity, coping mechanisms often develop in unhealthy directions. Justin wasn't just acting out, he was destabilized. In 2015, his album Purpose marked a turning point. Songs like Sorry and Love Yourself reflected introspection. Vocally and stylistically, he matured. Public apologies followed. Interviews became more vulnerable. He acknowledged past behavior and expressed regret. Then, in 2018, he married Hailey Bieber. Marriage symbolized stability. He spoke about therapy, Christian faith, and rebuilding trust with himself. He discussed trauma openly, including how early sexual exposure and industry life affected his worldview. Later, health struggles emerged.
This syndrome called Ramsay Hunt syndrome, and it is from this virus that attacks the nerve in my ear, my facial nerves, and has caused my face to have paralysis.
Including Ramsay Hunt syndrome, temporarily paralyzing part of his face and forcing him to cancel tour dates. For the first time, Justin stepped away, not because of scandal, but because of health. That shift matters. It signals someone learning limits. Justin Bieber is one of the clearest examples of what happens when the internet accelerates fame beyond emotional development. He was a child provider for his family, a brand before adulthood, a target of mass adoration and mass ridicule. Managed by adults while still forming identity. When identity is shaped externally for too long, internal grounding weakens. He is described feeling like he didn't know who he was outside of performance. That kind of dissociation is common in individuals who experience fame before autonomy. The brain seeks regulation. If validation disappears, anxiety rises. If control disappears, rebellion emerges. If privacy disappears, paranoia can grow. His breakdown wasn't random. It followed psychological pressure patterns seen in accelerated fame. With the ongoing investigations surrounding Sean Combs, the public is re-examining past industry relationships, old videos, old interviews, old dynamics. The cultural shift after #MeToo means audiences now scrutinize power imbalance more carefully. Again, there is no confirmed evidence linking Justin Bieber to criminal wrongdoing involving Diddy, but the conversation itself reflects distrust in powerful entertainment systems. The music industry has a documented history of exploitation, financial, emotional, sometimes worse. Even if Justin was not directly harmed in a criminal way, being immersed in elite adult spaces at 14 or 15 carries psychological weight. And that weight does not disappear simply because there is no courtroom verdict. Justin Bieber's story is not simply a rise and fall. It is a case study in acceleration. A child raised by YouTube, a teenager consumed by global obsession, a young adult collapsing under invisible pressure, a man trying to rebuild identity in public. He represents the first generation fully raised inside digital fame. The question his life raises is larger than him. What happens when society turns a minor into a global commodity? What happens when a child becomes a brand? Fame gives access. Fame gives money. Fame gives influence. But fame also distorts development. Justin Bieber survived what many child stars did not. Not perfectly, not without damage, but visibly trying to heal. And in an industry built on performance, healing in public might be the most radical act of all.